Hey everyone, welcome back to Gundam TCG and Gaming. My name is Dev, and today we're gonna learn how to play Gundam. Oof, that was close. Okay folks, we're gonna learn how to play Gundam today, how to set up your board, what each type card is, what resources is, what EX base, and all of the jazz. So why not get started right away? Before we dive into gameplay, start by setting up your board with a 50 card deck. You can use a maximum of 2 colors in your deck, plus 10 resource cards to power your moves. Once your board is ready, it's time to understand the cards you'll be playing. Each card has a unique role. Some are units that fight for you, some are commands that can change the battle, and some are supports that can give you an advantage. Knowing what each card does is key to building a strong strategy and dominating the battlefield. Let's break them down. First up, unit cards. These are your main combat pieces. Each unit card has a level that indicates how many resources you need to have on your board to play the card. Cost, the number of resources you need to play it or tap it. Type tells you if it's a mobile suit, a character, a command card, basically the type of the card. A card effect, any special ability it has on the battlefield. A linked pilot name, because some units are piloted and this links the pilot to that unit. Remember, you do not need to have the pilot name to pair a pilot to a unit. You can pair any pilot. The linked pilot gives additional link effects and also gives it rush so that it can attack the turn it was played. AP and HP. AP is attack points, which determine how much damage it deals, and HP is health points, which is how much damage it can take before being destroyed. Next, we have command cards. These are one-time effects you play to influence the game. The cost are resources you need to play it, and the card effect what the command does, like dealing damage, boosting unit, or protecting your forces. After use, command cards go to the discard pile. Some command cards have a burst effect on it. This effect is triggered if this comes out of your base. Next is pilot card. Pilot cards represent your ace characters. They have this level and cost similar to units. They have a specific card effects, the abilities that pilot bring to the game. Most of these are activated when you pair it to a mobile unit or link it. And then HP and AP that basically increase your mobile suits AP and HP. Next up is base cards. When played, base cards are deployed into the base section of the shield. These act as a better line of defense for your shield area. A lot of these bases have either deploy effects or when triggered effects, or even pay resources to grant special effects. And finally, we have token cards. These are temporary units or markers used for effects from other cards. These could be your resource tokens, these could be your base tokens, but here we're showing you a unit token, which is played using the base that we showed earlier. Some of the units usually have an AP and HP, and sometimes have special abilities, but are removed from the field once destroyed or if bounced back to hand. These are also colorless and are level 0. That's a quick overview of all the main card types in Gundam TCG and what to look out for in each card. Knowing this will help you plan your strategy and dominate your games. Alright guys, now that we know what each card does, we've invited our friend 8 here to come play with us, and let's get started. So at the start, obviously our opening hand, as we mentioned earlier, is 5 cards. So we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. We're gonna look at the cards and see if we're content with it. I think we're content with this hand. But if you weren't content with this hand, the mulligan in Gundam is you would take those 5 cards, bottom deck it, draw the next 5, and then shuffle your deck. So that's the mulligan rule in Gundam, but for this purpose, we're gonna keep this because I think this is a good hand. But yes.
Yeah. I think my hand's good too.
We'll wait for Etier to finish. Okay, so since we both are keeping our hands, we're gonna set up life or base area. So you would take 6 cards, which would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's our thing. And then we will bring out our EX base, which is our first line of defense. Alright, for this I am going first. So I'm obviously not gonna get the resource, so we're gonna put that aside. We're just gonna flip our first resource and we're at level 1 because we only have one resource, and out of our hand we can only play this card because it's a level 1. So we'll tap that resource and play DOP. One thing about this game is they all come in with summoning sickness. You don't have to indicate them, but they come in with summoning sickness, so I can't do anything else this turn. So I'll pass my turn to A tier.
Alrighty. So since this is my Cyan player 2 and my first turn, I do get the EX resource, which is here, and then I resource myself, and I'm also allowed a draw. So I get a Kaya's Resolve. At this point, technically I am at level 2 because my EX resources count as a level. I'm able to use anything that has level 2 and 2 costs. However, since I do not want to expend my EX resource, which will just go away forever and I'll be behind 1 level, I'm just going to play my GM, which is level 2 and costs 1. So the resources there. Since also, as Div explained, they do have summoning sickness, I am not allowed to attack. It is just there for fun. And there we go. That is our first turn.
Alright, now we've reached towards the midpoint of the game. We wanted to show you guys how a full turn when our boards are set up works. Wolfred has just ended his turn. He has done a considerable amount of damage to my life, and I am kind of scared here, but we'll start our turn. So we will draw 1, and we will also resource 1. So first of all, we want to protect our life. So we're going to spend 2 resources and play a base card. So when you play a base card, you place it at the top. It has 5 HP, and I'm going to take the top card and add it to my hand. Additionally, I'll use any of the effects that the deploy base has. So this one has deploy a rested Sharazaku 2 onto your side. So we will do that here. Okay, now before moving forward, the maximum amount of units you can have on a board is 6 units. So first of all, what we're gonna do is we need to reduce his board pressure as well as ours. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna go into attack, and we will attack our DOP and go for his gun cannon. In Gundam, you can only attack rested units or their base area unless specified otherwise.
Alright, so now that he's attacking my gun cannon, and I kind of don't want to take any damage to that gun cannon, I will use a command card. As long as that command card has action on it, I can use it as a response to his attack or anything else. So I will tap 1 resource, and then I will play Unforeseen Incident, which is a level 3 and cost 1. It has main/action, so I'm going to use the action part. I will choose 1 enemy unit. It gets attack points -3 during this turn. I will choose his DOP just to cancel out the damage.
Okay, so I deal 0 damage. Now, this doesn't work in my favor because I want to clear my board. So I will attack again with my DOP for your gun towards your gun cannon.
In this instance, technically, since my Demi Trainer has blocker, however, since it is a 1/1, I don't want to lose it. So I'll just take the damage and attack back for 2. So he hit me for 1, so I keep the 1 damage on me, so I'm at 3 right now. And then I'll hit his unit for 2, which destroys the unit.
There you go. So that clears a little bit of space on my board, and I can now play another unit. So I'm going to spend 2 again to play Sharazaku 2 here. At the same time, I am going to spend another to link it. And the reason why I say it's linked is because Sharazaku 2 has Shara's Novel written at the bottom, and I'm pairing it up with a Shara's Novel. But remember guys, you don't have to have the same pilot name below to pair it. It only becomes a linked unit when it is the same name. I'm going to spend my last resource to show you what happens if you pair it with another pilot, which it just becomes a paired unit. The difference between a paired unit and a linked unit is when you link a unit, it can attack right away. No summoning sickness. Now we've got a formidable board, and we're gonna start chopping away at A tier's board. So
oh, no.
First we're gonna attack with our Sharzaku 2 linked. Now, the linked effect it gets is during this turn, this unit gets +1 AP, and if it is a linked unit, which it is, it has high maneuver. High maneuver means A tier won't be able to use his Demi Trainer blocker to block this attack. So we're gonna hit for 5 to his base.
Yes, and as he's explained, since it has high maneuver, I'm not able to activate blocker, so I'm just going to take the damage to my EX base. Since my EX base only has 3 life, it will just explode. However, since there is no bleed damage in this game yet, I do not take any damage to my shields.
Awesome. Next, I'm going to take my Zaku 1 and go for his base again.
Alrighty. Since I do not want to take as much damage as I can see I'm about to take, I will activate my blocker. Block his Zaku 1. However, since it has a 1 damage and 2 health, the Demi Trainer will take the 1 damage, which will go to 0. Once it goes to 0, it just dies. Pew!
And I take the 1 damage from it. Next, we will then attack with our Sharzaku 2 with Shang Wu Fei to his base area.
Since my blocker is gone, I'll just have to take the damage. I reveal the card. It is a Demi Trainer, however, there's no burst and no other actions to it. It just dies.
And for my final attack, I will attack with my Zaku 2 to the base area as well.
And then again, nothing to block, so I take the damage. Reveal. It is a base card, which most base cards will have a burst, so I can deploy this card for free. Once it's deployed, I have to add the card to my hand, and then during my main phase, I can rest this base and all friendly units gets +1 AP.
Awesome. So that's how a pretty standard midway turn for Gundam goes. Thank you so much, A tier, for helping me with this tutorial. I hope you guys love making your Gundam decks and enjoy playing this game as much as we do. And thank you again for watching. This is GG Haven, and I hope you guys learned how to play Gundam today.